everyone. We will now begin the COP30 Japan Pavilion Seminar, Fight Climate Crisis Awareness Campaigns, Education, and Stakeholder Collaboration, hosted by NHK Enterprises. I am Kyoko GENDATSU, Executive Producer at NHK Enterprises. I have spent many years producing climate change-related programs at NHK. In this seminar, we will share the latest information on Japanese model case where various stakeholders collaborate, centered around media for awareness campaigns and environmental education aimed at stopping the climate crisis. I have covered COP several times and reported on it in programs. COP is truly a place for stakeholder collaboration and a forum for gathering diverse wisdom. I hope we can share ideas on what media and citizens can do to stop the climate crisis and find hints for the future. Let me introduce our speakers. Shuiciro MASUKATA, Associate Professor at Keio University's Faculty of Law. He will discuss collaboration between Japan and Brazil. よろしくお願いします。Thank you とか一言言ってください。Okay. Next, Cristina, Yumie, Aoki, Inoue, Associate Professor at Radboud University in the Netherlands, also served as a senior researcher at the University of Brasilia. She will discuss collaboration between academia and the local communities in the Amazon. Okay. Mariko Yamamoto from the Secretariat of the NPO ZERI Japan. She was involved in operating the Blue Ocean Dome at the Osaka Kansai Expo 2025. She will speak about awareness-raising activities for marine conservation. And the special speaker, Martina Donlon from the UN Department of Global Communications. Okay. I forget to change it. Okay. So, Martina Donlon from the UN Department of Global Communications. She has an urgent meeting with the Secretary General. So we will change the schedule and begin by receiving the congratulatory address from Donlon regarding her expectation for this seminar. Martina, please.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here in the Japan Pavilion, and thank you very much to NHK Enterprises for inviting me here today. And it's great to see so many different partners collaborating, universities, media, governments, citizens, businesses, because we need everybody on board, right? We need everybody to be part of the solution, and we need people to collaborate. And that's exactly what you're doing here in this seminar, which is so great to see. And I think one flagship campaign that you will talk more about is the promise of 1.5 degrees, which is something that our information center, the UN Information Center in Tokyo, under our director, Kaoru Nemoto, she has been leading this incredible campaign that so many partners have joined. I think 169 media partners, all part of the SDG Media Compact. Newspapers, online outlets, radio, TV, they're all part of this amazing collaboration and the campaign. So I really want to congratulate all of the partners, and NHK Enterprises has been playing a very central role in this 1.5 campaign. I know, especially through producing and broadcasting a special program with 5 key private broadcasters. I think this September, timed with the UN General Assembly High-Level Week. So that was really, really great. And the promise of 1.5 campaign has also been recognized by the Mutirao here, the Mutirao on Information information integrity on climate change, where there was a call for proposals to fight mis and disinformation. And the 1.5 campaign has been doing a lot of that through short videos and content that's debunking myths and fighting disinformation. So congratulations also on that recognition in the Mutirao. And I also want to congratulate the partners here on this, great educational content. It's so important to engage kids and schools and students. And I know the Future Kids Takara is another great campaign that you will be talking about. We have to start with kids if we want to build a new generation of leaders to take this forward. I also want to recognize the universities that are here. Really great to see the research, academia, to take this issue on and collaborate across sectors. And of course, the great initiatives were launched at the Expo 2025, including on oceans and marine protection. So great to hear more about that. So the SDGs have really brought together so many different partners, right? We have the SDG Media Compact for our media partners. We have an SDG Publishers Compact for publishing houses. We have the Academic Impact Initiative. Maybe some of you have heard of it. It brings together universities and other higher education institutions. And I think we have over 1,800 educational institutions in this academic impact. So if you haven't joined yet in your university, you should definitely join that as well. Another UN initiative, of course, is the Global Compact, which is our biggest corporate social responsibility initiative and sustainability initiative. And there's things like Football for the Goals, where we bring together the global football community. So all of this is to say a lot is already happening, but the cross collaboration between all these communities is so key, and that's what you're doing here. And I think it's great to see you growing the partnerships and growing the impact and the reach. So congratulations. And I want to end with a quote from the 1.5 campaign. If you do nothing, it will get even hotter. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Martina-san. And she have to go, so please give her a big round of applause once again. Thank you. Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck. Okay. So, first, I would like to introduce NHK Enterprises Initiative as my keynote address. Today, I will introduce the globally unique campaign, Promise of 1.5 degrees Celsius, which cross over the boundary of media. This campaign began 4 years ago. There is a global alliance called the UN SDG Media Compact, which NHK Enterprises is also a member of, while 220 companies from at the time, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, there were no significant joint initiative. Therefore, after the 1.5 target became the international goal for global warming at the COP26, discussion began with Kaoru Nemoto from the United Nations Information Center, Tokyo, and other media volunteers. This led to the launch of a new campaign to raise public awareness of the 1.5 degree keyword, which was not widely understood in Japan, and to encourage action. This year, 169 media outlets are participating, including newspapers, magazines, online medias, and the television stations from among the SDG Media Compact member companies. Please watch this year's campaign video, a 1-minute production created in collaboration with NHK Japanese Public Television and 5 commercial broadcasters.
何もしないともっと暑くなる。
2024年世界の平均気温の上昇は
産業革命以前に比べて 1.5 度を超えてしまった。
でもまだ食い止められる。
まだ諦めるわけにはいかない。
このまま温暖化が進んだらあらゆる生命の営みが脅かされてしまうから。
個人がそれぞれに取り組むだけでなく、
もっと社会の根本から
その構造を変えることが必要だ。
だから一人一人が
もっと声を上げよ
う。その声や情報をメディアは束ね、
政府自治体企業に届けていこ
う。社会を動かす大きな力に変えていこう。今すぐ動こう。気温上昇を止めるために 1.5 度の約束。
今すぐ動こう。
気温上昇を止めるために 1.5 度の約束。
Thank you. In Japan, featuring a lineup of highly popular anchors to make the appeal generated tremendous response. This year, we also implemented an initiative where anchors pair like buddy to relay messages on SNS using the hashtag campaign. Furthermore, we gathered these anchors in the NHK studio to decide on theme and broadcast their 55-minute special program on NHK General TV in September. These 3 years, we also invited young people, scientists, and weather forecasters to the studio for discussions. Last year's theme was Food in Crisis. This year's theme focuses on climate change countermeasures that benefit everyone. We introduced the latest technologies like solar panel-equipped interior windows, lower screens, and DAC, direct air capture, to encourage positive thinking about climate action without sacrifice. Program content and scheduling coordination with commercial broadcasters is decided very democratically through monthly Zoom meeting held since spring. Fundamentally, our public broadcasting and commercial broadcasting differ greatly, and stations are usually rivals. But there are many challenges to overcome, but this campaign demonstrated that when barriers are crossed and power is pulled, it becomes double, triple, indeed 6 times the power. We have now built an invaluable relationship where we can freely exchange opinions with our commercial broadcasting partners. We sincerely wish to share this rare model case with the world. Another example of stakeholder collaboration is the new climate change educational materials using animation. Future Kid Takara. It also participates in Promise of 1.5 degrees campaign. Takara, a child from the year 2100 who travels back in time. Together with Sarah, a 12-year-old girl living in the present day, they explore our warming planet. They realize the future can still be changed now and learn the importance of taking climate action. Each episode runs 5 to 6 minutes, with all 11 episodes available for free streaming on the official website. The animation production is by the globally renowned animation studio, Studio 4 Degrees. How did this project get started? In 2021, President Eiko Tanaka, who had seen the NHK special, it's a documentary on climate change 2030, the turning point for the future, that I was involved in producing. She approached me expressing a strong desire to create a climate change work that uses the power of animation. President Eiko Tanaka, formerly of Studio Ghibli, is a producer known for films like My Neighbor Totoro and Kiki's Delivery Service. She now has a studio producing high quality animation, including this summer release Ciao, which won the jury prize at the Annecy International Animation Film Festival in France. Yuta Sano, director of the Future Kid Takara, served as animation director for Pupil in Chimney Town. This project began when such animation industry talent teamed up with the NHK Enterprises, renowned for progress like Chiko-chan ni Shikarareru and Darwin ga Kita. Today, since we are in Bend, let's watch 8, Let's Grow More Forest, which feature the Amazon rainforest.
フューチャーキッドタカラ。
みんなが大事に育ててきたトドマツの森だ。
広いね、源氏。ここに新しい木を植えるのね。
ああ、地域のボランティアの人たちと一緒にね。サラもやってごらん。さあ、こうやって。うん、
こうやって。苗木って小さいんだね。
この苗木が立派な大木に育つには40年から50年はかかるんだよ。
そんなに？
を植えることが未来を作ることなの？
実は森にはとっても大事な役割があるんです。木は光合成といって温暖化の原因となる CO2 を吸収して酸素を作ってくれます。
そっか。じゃあ木をたくさん植えれば地球温暖化を止めるのに役立つんだね。
そうなんです。そして木を使うことも大事なんですよ。
使う？
木は年を取ると CO2 の吸収量が落ちます。だから使う。木は木材になった後も吸収した CO2 をそのまま溜め込んでくれるんです。
ちゃんと使ってどんどん植える。その循環が大事なんじゃ。
世界の森を見に行きましょう。
ランフォに乗れるの？かっけー。出発。
世界最大の熱帯雨林アマゾンです。
すごい。地平線まで森が続いてる。
待てよ、残念だがもう破壊が始まっている。
破壊？
森を焼き払って畑にしているんですね。
アマゾンでは乱開発で毎日サッカー場3000個分の森が失われた年もあったほどじゃ。
3000個分も？
アマゾンの熱帯雨林が減っていってしまうと、今まで森が吸収していた CO2 より吐き出す CO2 の方が上回ってしまうんですよね、博士。
それに森がなくなると雨がそのまま川に流れてしまい洪水も起きやすくなるんじゃ。
森に住むたくさんの生き物たちは。
そうだよ、どうなっちゃうの？
残念じゃが住処を失うしかない。
どうしたらいいの？
森は増やさないといけないんです。
そうじゃ。森があれば雨水を溜め込んでたくさんの水蒸気を放出してくれる。それがまた雨となって森に降り注ぐんじゃ。この水の循環が何より大切なんじゃ。
森を増やすんだね。
そうじゃ。だが CO2 を吸収する森は陸だけじゃないぞ。
うわあ、海だ。
これはアマモといって浅瀬で成長する海藻じゃ。アマモは魚や貝、エビの赤ちゃんが育つ大事な場所でな。 CO2 をしっかり吸収してくれる海の森なんじゃ。
そういえば僕もゲンジーと一緒にアマモ植えたよ。
素晴らしいですね。それではゲンジーさんとサラのところへ行ってみましょう。
イエーイ。
ねえ、ゲンジーは漁師でしょ。どうして陸に木を植えてるの？
森は海の恋人といってね。
恋人？
豊かな森を作るとその養分が川を伝い海に届く。森が魚や貝を育ててくれるんだ。
へえ、つながってるんだね。森も海も。
そうだからそのつながりを取り戻すためにも木を植えるんだ。
よーし、森を増やすぞ。
サラ、この木が大きく育つのを見届けておくれ。
うん、森を作ることは私たちの未来を作ることだもん。おーいおーい。
森を壊すのも人間じゃが、人間の力で森を増やすことだってできるんじゃ。海にも陸にもな。
Thank you so much. This educational material was produced with special sponsorship from the Ion Environmental Foundation. They supported the forest planting scene in this video. We are learning together with the children of the environmental club, which operated at the over 400 Ion stores nationwide. And another sponsorship is from the Japan Professional Football League, J League, as NHK Enterprises is also the private company. This project brought together the private sector's power and funding. The result were then broadcast on the NHK as public television, similar to how we broadcast films produced by external companies. Furthermore, I engaged Dr. Seita Emori from the University of Tokyo as a scientific supervisor and the Japan Environmental Education Forum as educational supervisor. We also free publish an idea sheet including information for teachers to reference in class and worksheet for children. The video had its world premiere on September 25th at the Expo Hall of the Expo 2025, Osaka, Kansai, Japan. This event was supported by the Ministry of the Environment, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology, the Japanese National Commission for UNESCO, and the United Nations Information Center, Tokyo. We also received congratulatory remarks from the Maheo Nasser, the chief representative of the United Nations pavilions at the Expo 2025. And really great casting, isn't it? Japanese people know with the Kazuyuki and Toda Keiko, Anpanman, and Ono Shinji, Saka legend. Yeah. By collaborating with the diverse stakeholders in this way, we leverage each party's strengths to contribute to outreach. Currently, teachers in school are too busy and the fact-checked information is limited. Takara's anime have been Tokyo. The children watched the anime intently. They used the worksheet to think to group about climate action and could take themselves and presented their ideas. We sincerely hope to spread this initiative further. The driving force behind this expansion is the participation of the Japanese soccer legend Shinji Ono, Kengo Nakamura, and Atsuto Uchida. 60 ZERI club teams have also begun using video to conduct outreach classes at the UNESCO school. So we can't cover everything today, but the legends appear in the theme song. So let's take a look. The lyrics were written by Machi Tawara, one of Japan's leading poets. Thank you. This song is on air by Minna no Uta. It's a famous NHK's song program. Yeah. And soon after, we will hear about a good example of stakeholder collaboration in Brazil and the Amazon. Meanwhile, NHK broadcasts these programs impact climate change the world, year-round series of 40-minute programs. Last week featured a special series on COP30. This 49-minute version will air on NHK General TV on the 23rd, late on the 22nd Japan time as the impact of Amazon dieback. Please be sure to watch. Okay, and this special program actually started from the Japan Pavilion during COP29 last year. I was attending Professor Naoko Ishii's seminar, Natural Capital Imbalances at there, and I know crisis regarding Amazon dieback expressed by Carlos Nobre, co-chair of the Amazon Science Panel. The situation surrounding climate change is critical. I want to support climate action through various collaborations aiming to trigger positive change at the social tipping point as quickly as possible. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you. Okay, come back. Okay, so next we will hear from Mr. MASUKATA of Keio University about the collaboration between Brazil and Japan. MASUKATA-san, please.
So thank you very much for your attending today these sessions at Japan's pavilions. My name is Shuiciro MASUKATA from Keio University in Japan. I'm very honored to speak here about the Japan-Brazil partnership can help protect the Amazon as a global the commons, not only the through climate and finance, but also through the education, health, and local knowledge. So the Amazon is not just national forest, it is a global common. It holds enormous diversity and can work on the global and major carbon sinks. And shaping climate water cycles the far beyond the South America. We often hear the deforestation causes local poverties. That is a partial truth. In reality, it is driven by the combinations of national policies, the global commodity markets, and the infrastructures projects, and changes in the governance. This means in the projecting the Amazons require shared stewardship. The local communities, national governments, international partner, and also education, the students all have the role to play. So because the causes of deforestation are so diverse, it is very difficult to measure the impact on any single policies on the project. The key drivers include the expansions of agriculture and the cattle ranching in the Amazon's the biome. The constructions, the roads, and the other infrastructures, often including legal routes, and both legal and illegal logging and mining. The landing, grabbing the speculations also played a big the rules. The public lands and clear the hope of obtaining the title later and selling the land on the profits. So the forest fires and the weak enforcement on the environmental rule further accelerated this process. In this complex context, the Japan-Brazil cooperation has to be more than the funding the trees. It must address governance, livelihoods, and knowledge together. So the two responses challenging. We need collaborating across sectors. First, interdisciplinary science is essential. We must connect social scientists and natural scientists to really understand Amazon dynamic and debunk some simple myths. So the second, local leadership matters. Traditional agroforestry systems such as the Tomiyasu cacao system as a Meiji, and today we are there is a growing interest that sustainable the agriculture the system and the soft-oriented agroforestry. This is promising, but if the consumers not only demands more the primary products, it may disrupt the existing farming method that we are carefully denying saved land and labors. So to be a true sustainable environmental friendly practice, it must also support local social development and stable income for farmers. So let me turn to the environmental education using example IMO, the International Medical Association, the Keio University, medical schools. Today, here's a Brazilian partner. They run the boat-based mobile clinics and along the Amazon River. These boats reach communities with a very limited access to health services. On board, the team provide basic medical care, but also health and hygiene educations. Here, students join the project as observers and research assistants. These learn directly how forests, rivers, and human health are interconnected. And in my view, this kind of experience is education for sustainable in practice. It trains the further professional who can connect medicines, environment, and human rights. So at the government level, Japan, Brazil has renewed their strategic global partnership and adopt the action plan on the environment, climate change, and energies for 2025 to 2030. These including corporations to recover degraded pastures, supported and sustainable and land use in the Amazon, and use satellites and AI technologies, including ZERI, to detect illegal deforestations. So it also promotes agroforestry and biodiversity, linking local livelihoods and with forest conservations. On the climate finance, Japan contributions to the Amazon Fund and Brazil's proposal for the tropical forest the forever faculties and important signals. The mechanism like a joint crediting mechanism can further connecting emissions reductions with the concrete products of the grounds. So finally, let me conclude, and I would like to offer the simple call to actions. We need to scale up partnerships that combine finance, technologies, and educations. So governments, local communities, researchers, and the business sectors all bring the different capacity to that table. So every investment in the monitoring and the new value change should also invest in the school, teaching, training, and young programmers. So the technology transfer must be linked knowledge creations where the local and the indigenous communities are partners, not just the beneficiaries. So COP30 give us the important moment. Japan, Brazil cooperation can be one of the most important model for that. How to connect the climate goals, social development, and the respect for the local narratives. So together we can help ensure the suitable, sustainable future for the Amazons and for the planet as a whole. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much. Your wonderful presentation. Thank you very much. Next is Cristina, Yumie, Aoki, Inoue, who also collaborate with MASUKATA-san on research. So please, Cristina. Okay, 8 minutes.
So good afternoon. Thank you for organizing the panel. Thank you for the invitation. Let me just get here. So today, my role here is to bring a new concept that's planetary justice and how that can be pathways for transformation and also for more stakeholder cooperation. So we all know that we are in a planetary crisis that's not only climate, but also biodiversity, pollution. So we say the UN says that's a triple planetary crisis. But it's not only a planetary crisis, but also an inequality crisis. Because if you get the indicators, you know that the inequalities are growing, not only among and between countries, the global north and the global south, but also within countries. So it's a very huge challenge. But if you look at climate, for instance, and we have an evidence of the climate emergency that we're living in the Amazon. There are pictures of 2 times in 2023. So in the beginning of the year, there were floods in Acre, for instance. But when it was August, September, there were droughts in the Median Solimões area, where there was like many communities were isolated, but also there was high mortality of fauna, like the botos or the river dolphins. So that's an example. And another point that I would like to call your attention, that's not only one Amazonia, but several Amazonias. So the Amazon is very diverse. You have diverse different river basins within the Amazon. So it's Amazonias. So this is a picture of Manaus. And so it's from the sky. This other one is the Upper Rio Negro, is a Sana River, for instance, is another type of water. The black water is not white water or the waters that are in here, like. But also, there are, in the Amazon, you also have deforestation, cattle ranching, and all that. And you have social biodiversity. And there are scientists that are linking biodiversity in the Amazon also to the social diversity in the Amazon. So that's also very important to take into consideration when you talk about the Amazon. So the science panel for the Amazon has said that the Amazon is an entity of the Earth system because of its importance for the climatic and also hydrological systems on the planet, its mega diversity, but also they have found out that the mega biodiversity in the Amazon is linked to social diversity of the entanglements of peoples, rivers, forests, and knowledge. And that's why we have to be very careful when we expand the economic frontiers towards the Amazon with agriculture, mining, energy, infrastructure, because Amazon is very close to the tipping points. And because of that, I think an approach that would be very important to look at the Amazon is Earth System Justice. Is Earth System Justice a framework that would try to see not only how the planet should be safe, but also justice for people, and that takes into consideration blue water, climate, biodiversity through just means and just ends. That means just ends means procedural justice. So participation, local people, local governments, national governments, also international, everybody needs to participate to be consulted. So that also means just means, but also recognition of justice, to acknowledge different knowledge systems, not only science, but also traditional and indigenous knowledge. So that's the only way to get through just ends. So we reduce harm to people and also to non-humans. So there are the 3 dimensions of justice: distributive, procedure, and recognition. And also the 3 I's, that means justice between humans, present, intragenerational. So justice between countries, between communities, and between states, but also justice between species. So interspecies justice, and also intergenerational justice, justice between the present and the future of human beings and non-humans. So these are the 3 also dimensions of justice that are very important. And for having planetary justice, we need deep changes in planetary systems. And we also need to decolonize the justice and also what we consider the planet. And one question that we have to make to ourselves is how have local peoples and ecosystems being affected by many entrepreneurs or development projects in the Amazon. And we have to focus on local resistance. And what can be learned from local resistance? One example that we bring in an article that we wrote was the case of Belo Sun project, this gold mine project that they want to build in the Volta Grande do Xingu. And that will be huge social and environmental impacts. So not only impact on biodiversity, the forest, but also on people. So that's a case that we want to bring to your attention, that we need, when we think about planetary justice, we need to think about what happens at the local level. And what we learned with looking at the indigenous people's experience is that they are worried about the river, they are worried about life, but also how they consider the river is different than us, because they say that the rivers is like their mother and father and their survival. So it's beyond how we in the West consider rivers. It's not only a source of resources, but really they consider rivers as relatives. And they know that if the river dies, they will die together with the river. And also, they are indigenous peoples and local peoples want the right to say no to some projects, because some projects are that's not only to be consulted, but also the idea that if something is very harmful, then can have the right not only to be consulted, but also to say no. And also because, as I said, it's not only about paying damage or paying reparation. They want to be in their territories. And also when we consider participation, that needs to be through their own procedures, like their own local protocols. And so they want to be consulted in their territories, not only have their local people, but also elderly children. They need to be consulted when it affects their territory. So my time is over. And one thing that I learned was that, for instance, for the Yuda people in Volta Grande do Xingu, when they say that their lives matter, they say our lives matter, but also the lives of turtles and fish. That's how they consider interspecies justice. So, and finally, just to finalize, is that's why it's important to the so-called social bioeconomy, because that's a way to keep the forest, but also opportunities to live within through the forest and not destroying the forest. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You are passionate, wonderful presentation. Thank you, Cristina. And last presentation is Ms. Yamamoto, Mariko Yamamoto, NPO ZERI Japan, is by Yusuke Saraya, a president of Saraya. A company decided to environmental initiative. Please.
Hi. Thank you, Gendatsu, for coordinating this panel. Thank you. So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mariko Yamamoto from NPO ZERI Japan, from Japan. And I would like to talk about the Blue Ocean Dome, the pavilion of at Expo 2025 Osaka Kansai this year. And the expo started this April, ended this October. And today I would like to talk about this Blue Ocean Dome project and also project for the ocean. So our ocean project started in 2019. We made the foundation called Race for Water in Switzerland. They have this zero emission boat, and with this board, they are plastic pollution in the ocean. And they shows this serious photo for us in Dominica, San Domingo. There's a lot of garbage, plastic garbage with pigs and birds and the kids. We were shocked this photo, and we felt we need to do something for this. We need to act for ocean. Then after that, we found out this critical plastic station also we have in Japan called Tsushima. I visited there 2023, and I think Genda-san also visited there. And so fluffy, so big plastic pollution on the offshore. Why it here become like this? Because small map, Tsushima is located between South Korea and Fukuoka. So it's like a cap of the Japan Sea, and the structure of the offshore is like zigzag. So plastic go into the offshore easily with the current, the strong current there. So actually this situation is going bad and not difficult to solve. Not this. And there are also a lot of issue on the ocean, like temperature is rising, or like ocean animal has a lot of problems. And so we have the opportunity in this year expo in Osaka. So we decide to exhibit pavilion for ocean. Then we decide the name figure that for revital of the ocean. And this is the image of the Broshan Dome. Then now I have the picture, real picture of Broshan Dome. And the first dome, we exhibit about the water, then the wonders of moving the water, and people there can purify the body and mind there. And the second big dome, we have the big theater, and the sphere figured LED, the big one, and showing the how beautiful the ocean is. And we show the serious station plastic pollution at this big LED, and inspire the visitors to act for this ocean issue. Like something small is okay, like not using the single-use plastic, or don't take the plastic bottle. The small things we try to inspire for the visitors. And the final dome, we made a stage for the activists. Like every day we made a stage for them, like people from public sectors, government, the Tsushima people also, not only domestic activities, also also today. And we made to idea it, and it becomes their motivation to act for the future. So we try to make as much as possible to make those like young generation stage at Broshan Dome. And Broshan Dome, the expo has finished last year, and our staff or many involved member is missing the expo right now. And yeah, so, but we need to keep on acting for the ocean. So for the Tsushima, we try to make a lot of actions right now and try to make this kind of ship or the polluted plastic to the fuel. Yeah, we are trying to do a lot of action for Tsushima. And also one NPO or one company or one like the people, it's difficult to solve a lot of complicated ocean issues. So we made a initiative like consortium for to work together, like co-creation together, like startups or government from Tsushima or other company members work together for the ocean. Yeah, so this action, we will keep on going. And finally, so in this year, we act a lot of action at Expo Evolution Dome and also at the pavilion. Also, we collaborate together. And I'd like to show that our next step or next action is we need to do something for UN Ocean Conference 2028 in South Korea. This conference will be held in South Korea, so that means very close to Tsushima. So this is best opportunity to people to know this issue. And for us, we need to show the improvement of this action towards to the world and to you also. So this is our next step. So we please look forward to our improvement in 2028. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yamamoto-san. Wonderful presentation. Thank you. Okay. So we have small time, but we discuss together for panel discussion. First of all, let's hear your impression after listening to the other presentation report. Yeah, MASUKATA-san.
Thank you. So the reactions, the analysis, okay. So very important for the Cristina-san's the presentations regarding climate justice. It's so important to integrate the conscience, social conscience of the Amazons, the actual situations towards the Japanese medias, Japanese NGOs and the governments. So
okay, you have a okay, yeah. So Cristina-san.
About all one reflection that I have is how important is your work and your work to translate our findings into something more concrete. Because we academics, sometimes we want to present our concepts, but sometimes it's too technical. And I think your work is very important to translate our concept in something more beautiful and that communicates better with the public. Because I'm not sure when I speak, if the notion of planetary justice, for instance, how do we translate it for the general public? That will be my reflection. So that's the work that you do is more important. Perhaps is that we can work together.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Okay, so impression of your presentation. Like I talk about the ocean, but Genda-san's presentation said forest is lover of ocean, and so means the Amazon is lover for the ocean. So very related. So yeah, thank you so much.
That's good. Yeah, it's the circulation. Circulation. So we need the environmental education for the younger generation as a major theme. It is in ocean, in forest, in Amazon, in Japan. So what do you think about the environmental education? Yeah.
Thank you so much for this question. So important. One of the scholar and educators in the universities. So regarding educations for the younger generations, I think the three things is important: the curiosities and connections and agencies. The first, the curiosity before the fear. Instead of start on the end of the world, we can start from the observing river, trees, and so on. The wonder is stronger engines for the learning guards. The connections to the daily life, rather than the only talking about CO2s, we can talking about waters, the another fairness, who is protecting the who is not. That is the Amazon's the climate crisis stopping being distant the issues. And also we need to think about the sense of the agencies, these climate sorry, the younger generations. So we should be honest. This crisis not created by children, but we can show their questions at the school. The choices and the future jobs matter. So environmental education should not be for the burden of the shoulders. It should help them to act together with adult and the image, the more justice and the liberal the future.
Thank you, Christina-san.
Yeah, I just want to echo what MASUKATA said, because I think environmental education is key for the governments and also companies to have the support to change. And I think people only care about what they know and they love. So without environmental education, people will not really support governments, because the policies are not easy. It's not easy to reduce consumption. It's not easy to change energy systems. So without education to make people aware that we need to do that, and we need for a good reason, that means for life, to protect life on Earth. And I think education is key for that. And I think one thing that you bring about the ocean and the forest being lovers is such a powerful image, because we also don't change if we don't love it. So I think we have to create environmental education that children and people be lovers of nature as well. And because we don't do things only through the head, we need to do things from heart and also from the head. And that is key for environmental education. We need to care about the planet. We need to care about ocean, about forest, and that's nothing that's far, but that's thing that's very close to everyone. So if environmental education can show the connections between ocean and forest, between ocean and between people and forests, I think that's key, so that we can change systems, because not only changing behavior, but also changing systems, changing laws, changing policies. And we need people to support that. And that's why we need environmental education.
Okay, from the experience from the Russian Dome, the young generation is more sensitive for the environment than grown-ups, because they are more the native for SDGs or in the environmental issues than grown-ups. So like the grown-ups already have the price or ethical or not concerned about it, but they very concerned about it, especially people who came to the Russian Dome, the students. So for the grown-ups, need to give them the opportunity to speak up, to meet other like you guys, professionals, so that they can grow up more for the good environmental future. Thank you.
Thank you. So our anime Future Kid Takara, episode 10 is climate justice issue and speak up. So we need if children, we need the climate justice education. So I think it's very, very important. And now you say as a planetary justice and between generation and between areas, there's many justice we need. So I think as a educational issue is also we need the climate justice. Yeah, thank you. And we often hear about this era of division. What do you consciously focus on to better collaboration among stakeholders today? Yeah.
Yeah, regarding the collaborations of the between among the stakeholders. Sorry, can I answer? I have to pay to the power and the tacit knowledge, tacit knowledges, the local communities, indigenous peoples, teachers, all the knowledge is not the official level. The creating safe space where they can speak freely. So changing the quality of the collaborations. So it remind the governments, the business and the researchers that cooperation is not only about adding more stakeholder to more to the meet, but also as sharing the voices, responsibilities, and long-term benefits. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I think we have to focus more on collaboration, dialogues, than on divisions, and try to find the common, what we have in common, because otherwise we are going to keep fighting about ideas, about anything. But if we try to find what's common among us and try to foster dialogue, because we need to move fast, and that's the only ways to collaboration. Yeah.
Yeah. I also think the try to find the common part of their issues or some concernings, so that and we have the word like ocean and the forest doesn't have the voice, but we have this voice and face and expressions. So we need to use this like face-to-face impression or expression. Thank you.
Thank you. So finally, please share one brief comment each about your expectation for stakeholder collaboration using media, maybe as a hub. So the final comment.
Thank you so much. Yeah, today is a very important event. We are sharing the ideas of the media and the other stakeholders. So media is important to the showing the another more the visuals. So we can, as one of the scholars, it's important using more word, but it's nowadays is the another other tools to showing for the younger generations and the another stakeholders. So media is still have remained more the importance the rules to beyond the borders. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, one more. I really liked the image of forests and oceans being lovers. And I think this kind of message has to go to everyone, to children, but also to our governments. Because for me, it's so sad that we can talk among ourselves, but sometimes the governments, they fight so much because of one comma, one bracket in an agreement, and they don't agree. And we really need agreements. We need to leave the lane with agreements about just transition, about global adaptation. So let's convince our governments to dialogue and to think about love, and that we need agreements to move forward, because we do have a climate crisis. We do need planetary justice, and we need to engage everyone. So that would be my message. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, for the media, I think we are lucky to be COP here, like everybody, but most of people cannot come to COP. But here's media, so every day they can see what's happening on COP. So that's why media is important for the people, not like who is coming to here, also like the people all over the world. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And I have a mission and I have a responsibility, and I will continue to campaign promise of 1.5 degrees Celsius. It's a really very dangerous situation, but it's important to continue discuss and face to face and communications together. So thank you very, very much. And we conclude the seminar. Applause for our speakers. Thank you very much. And we continue stop fighting climate change and continue our action. Thank you so much. Okay, finish. Thank you so much.